Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of DTF with Frankie and Herb.
My name is Frankie.
And my name is Herb. Today, we're going to be talking about another trending topics. What do we got today? This is a trending topics episode, Frankie.
Yeah, it is. We're going to be talking about a few things. Marvel, right? Marvel is considering...
Marvel?
Marvel.
What's that?
Marvel Studios?
I'm just kidding.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. You're going to rethink this whole podcast thing?
Marvel Studios is considering bringing back Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, okay.
To the MCU.
Oh, interesting. I think I did hear something like that, but we'll get into that. Speaking of Marvel, one thing that I found out is that Jeremy Allen White, currently a big star from his role in The Bear, Bear in Hulu, he turned down a Marvel role apparently.
In this day and age, I don't know why somebody would. What? Yeah, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
and we'll get into exactly why, but I think he has his reasons. I agree with him.
I'm sure. Last, we're going to talk about our very strong dislike for this certain actress. Can we call her an actress? She doesn't even.
She's
have
a plant.
career.
If in all seriousness,
so?
I think she's definitely a plant.
All right, we're gonna finish up talking about this young lady. But first, let's get back to it. Marvel considering bringing back Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., RDJ, back into the fold of the MCU and whatnot. What do you think about that, Herb?
Well, truthfully, I just saw the last episode of Loki season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And with how things ended, with how things were and everything, I don't mind seeing our original superheroes again. I don't mind it. However, would I want it to be revolving around them? No. It would just be more of a, how, like for example, Jurassic World, that third movie that they came out, they brought back the actors and actresses from the 90s. Yeah. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who watched that film, in theaters in the 90s felt some type of way when they rewatched them again, playing their roles again. Uh-huh. I guess it may be too soon, but I think that's how I'll feel with seeing Captain America and Tony Stark.
Just to call back to what brought it back here. I feel what you're saying there. I personally am not happy with this news that came out. So a Marvel, a trusted insider when it comes to Marvel Studios on X, their name is My Time to Shine Hello. RDJ and Chris Evans have already agreed to returning to the MCU for Avengers Secret Wars. Right, we know that Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty are going to be like two things. The next two Avenger films, basically, right? And this is supposed to be where the Avengers take on the big bag of the multiverse saga. So I'll say that it makes sense to see them, right? Because like you said, if anybody watched the last episode of Loki, you understand where it's going in the multiverse saga. So it makes sense that you see different versions of the characters, including the originals, right? And there are also some plans for them staying in the MCU after this soft reboot, right? Instead of continuing the story, and they're definitely not going to do a hard reboot, but there's going to be a soft reboot of the MCU, and they're talking about having Chris Evans and RDJ be part of that as well. Like you said, it's probably going to be in one of those mentorship roles, something where they're author referred to, but the story definitely won't revolve around them.
Right, of course, yeah.
I personally think that Marvel is going the wrong way about this.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Well, they definitely need some saving, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. They think they're saving themselves, but with how great the MCU was in the Infinity Saga, and how it the story mainly circled around Iron Man and Captain America, right? People are going to expect that energy coming back if they hear it.
Okay. Absolutely. Of course.
There has not been a great example of passing the torch in the MCU so far.
Yeah, that's true.
Hawkeye had his own series, and he's supposedly passing this torch to Kate Bishop, and nobody's excited about it. Black Widow, very popular in the MCU. Had her own movie and everything.
Right.
This torch is supposed to be passed on to her sister, Yelena, and nobody's excited about her either.
You're right.
We recently learned that in Ant-Man and Quantumania, that his daughter has her own suit, has her own pin suit.
Yeah, shrink suit.
And nobody's excited about that. There's not been a great example of passing of the torch in the MCU so far. So when you hear that RDJ and Chris Evans is going to be back, I think people are going to want them to be the stars again.
Okay. I definitely understand you and hear you on that. You make a lot of sense. I'll be honest with you though. And I'm pretty sure if Kevin Feige is going to come out and say it eventually, but I don't think I feel like I came across this, this thought not too long ago. I don't think they're trying to continue how Endgame ended and stuff. Like, for example, we all know what we're currently watching is post Endgame, post blip is what they call it. So for everyone, including myself, for a very long time, it just felt like, okay, what else are you bringing? What else are you doing? What's happening next? What's happening next? And because nothing's adding up, I came to the conclusion like they're not continuing. They're just starting over. That's why they're passing the torch to these new characters or kind of the same characters, but just different actors and actors. So you get me? It just feels like they're just hitting that reset button, and I don't have a problem with it anymore. Again, I just saw Loki, so I'm just really hyped about Marvel. And, I'm probably just talking out of my ass right now, but Loki was great. But so yeah, I think I just kind of accepted, like, you know what? None of this is making sense to me. I'm not so excited about all of this, but you know what? I don't think I was super hyped either when they announced Thor was coming out.
With Love and Thunder?
No, the very first one.
Oh,
I don't think I was excited. I didn't even see Captain America, the first Avenger, until I saw like part 2 first or something like that. I didn't care for it. So I guess that's where I'm at now. It's like I don't care for any of these new people, but I'm sure one day I will.
Yeah. Well, I think they're going in the wrong way with this one, but I'm sure Marvel has a fail-safe. They're gonna. Oh yeah,
a fail-safe. Nice.
It's gonna come together.
Fail-safe is a reference from Loki, by the way. So yeah, what else we have going on in Marvel before we pass this one along? We have something within Jonathan Majors. I see you have something notated.
It goes back to what you were saying when they think that Disney definitely needs some saving, right? There's some issues going on in Marvel Studios right now. Everybody knows Jonathan Majors' case, right? The Marvels recently released, and there was just no great hype around the movie at all. There were some reshoots that were done towards the end of filming, or not even towards the end of filming, but the movie had been completed.
Okay.
And they came back and did some reshoots. Like, why? Why are you changing the story so close to the release date? What was they? So they clearly didn't get some good feedback in one of their, their earliest reviews or something like that. And they also have this book out right now called The Reign of the MCU. And this book, I don't think it's a great book.
Okay.
Right? Because everybody knows the great trajectory the MCU had. This book reminds me of when Donald Trump was getting ready to leave office. Everybody in his cabinet was being fired. Right. And there were like 20 books released about their experience in the White House under him.
Okay.
And that's exactly what this book is. It's the MCU, it's called The Reign of Marvel. That's the name of the book. And it's about Marvel's current downfall. It's about the worst things going on inside Marvel Studios right now.
Okay. All right.
So that's why I think they're in crisis mode and they're going back to what worked instead of getting fresh ideas.
I definitely think so, because for that the last trailer for the Captain Marvel, did you see that?
Exactly. The very first image is Iron Man.
And then the second image is Captain America, and then it goes to Captain Marvel. Like, whoa, yeah, you guys are down too much with that.
Dude, I thought I was the only one.
No,
I thought I was the only one that would have noticed that.
Yeah.
The Marvels. And
you can say it. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying it's supposed to be the Marvels, and the first image is Iron Man.
Yeah.
It was just so obvious. They're going back to what worked before,
right?
Instead of having fresh ideas.
Yeah.
Instead of fixing the problem, they're just going back to when it worked.
Let's see how it plays out, man. Let's see how it plays out.
Exactly.
So let's talk about Jeremy Allen White turning down a Marvel movie, or what he calls it, a Marvel-y movie.
Yeah, it's a Marvel-y movie. He didn't confirm or deny that it was a Marvel role, but...
What do you mean? Oh, well, he did say Marvel-y, so I guess maybe some sort of superpower, superhero, or whatnot. Yeah. Which I'm not going to lie to you, it would be super interesting to see a Hancock-style movie. You get me? Yeah. Hancock was no affiliated to DC or anything like that. It was just good writing about a dude that had these extraordinary powers. I would love to see a movie like this again.
There was another movie similar. Did you see Chronicle?
I did, but I don't think it was.
Han and Michael Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah.
Right.
I thought it was similar to Hancock, just an original story about these superpowered humans, you know, not affiliated to any famous comic franchise or anything like that. Just what would real people do if this stuff happened, you know? Mm-hmm. I thought it was good.
Okay. Well, so Jeremy Allen White turning down this Marvel-y movie. So, from an interview that he did, this is from what we read. He had the opportunity to sit down with some Marvel execs. However, it didn't go nearly as planned. In his words, I had a meeting for a kind of Marvel-y movie and I had an attitude. I think I played it all wrong. The actor admitted that he has been skeptical about superhero films, which truthfully a lot of actors today are.
Yeah.
You know, especially now with this fatigue. It's like, you know, you're just jumping on a train at this point, you know? So then apparently this is how the meeting went. He says, tell me why I should be in your movie. And they said, fuck you. And he said, right on. So obviously that's how it ends and walks out. There's no real way to really end the conversation like that, you know? So though White knows Marvel gets really good filmmakers to do those movies, and obviously they get really good actors to do those movies, he doesn't regret how his meeting ended, adding, I played it the way I wanted to play it.
And I like that because Jeremy Allen White, do you know him from Shameless? Did you watch Shameless?
I know him from Shameless, but I'll be honest with you. Actually, first time I've seen him was in a movie called Movie 43.
Yeah, Movie 43.
Movie 43. He's in one of those
That's
scenes.
Right. One of the shorts. He was the
homeschool kid.
The period.
Oh, he was the homeschool kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't recall.
The homeschool kid?
I don't recall. I didn't watch the movie.
No? Okay, well, just since it's a short, I would like to talk about it real quick. It's Movie 43 is a bunch, it was supposed to be a huge movie because they have all these A-list stars, but it was a complete flop. One of the worst movies made, but I saw it in high school, so I thought it was great. So in this scene specifically, Jeremy Allen White is a homeschooled child, and his parents, he's upstairs and minding his own business, and his parents are welcoming the new neighbors. So they come in, you know, the neighbors come into the house and they're just explaining how they homeschool their child, and the neighbors go, oh, don't you feel like he may have, you know, missed out in some high school experience? And they're like, oh no, that's very important in every child's life. So, you know, we make sure to do just that.
I remember this now.
Dude. So like he'll be showering and the dad would just open the curtains and be like, whoa, look how small this dude's wiener is, guys. And then there's another scene where he's in the room with his mom, his own mom. And then she's like, this is my first time, you know, like, did you bring protection? You know, making it weird. And he's just sitting there like, Jesus Christ, kill me now. So it's funny. It's funny. But that's where the first time I've seen him.
So, but Shameless is where he got his, I guess, real stardom from. It was an amazing show on Showtime. And Showtime has absolutely terrible content. But Shameless was easily the best thing that Showtime had to offer.
Absolutely.
You know? And I think they did 12 seasons. And he plays like second oldest in this poor white family of 6. And man, just them making it through the week, them making it through the month, making it through the summer.
It's their dysfunctional family life.
Man. And then the way everything comes together anyways, you know?
Right.
It was a really great telling of that family. Also a UK remake, like The Office.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a remake? Oh, that's right. Shameless is a remake. That's right.
Yeah. They have a UK version and they're actually running concurrently.
Oh.
Yeah, so
interesting.
Of course they had to change some things for American references versus UK references, but that's where he got his ultimate stardom. So because he was able to do so well on a terrible network, I love that he was so confident to do that in the meeting because
dude, he's popping right now.
Yeah.
He is popping.
Like his talent is what brought him out. Like he was doing good before this meeting he spoke about happened.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And not to say that he doesn't need it. Everybody wants a little more money. Everybody wants a little more notoriety.
Right.
You know, not to say he doesn't need it and he can do without it, but he's doing really well right now. Maybe he's just comfortable in the moment.
Exactly.
He doesn't feel like he needs to elevate.
Exactly.
But I love that he was so confident to do that.
And to, you know, piggyback to what you were just saying now, actually continues from what he was ending his interview with. He says that apart from the superhero flicks, another piece that comes with a certain level of fame is paparazzi, something that White is not very fond of. So there you go, saying that he doesn't feel like he needs that type of popularity or anything like that. I'm pretty sure he just, for example, the is it Bear or the Bear? The Bear, right? So in that show, it's very popular. He can, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he's from New York or something like that. He just walks the streets and everything. You know, that's what they do over there. And nobody's, they're not bombarding him and everything like that. As you know, I'm pretty sure if it was Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. walking down the street,
it'd be ridiculous.
Exactly, or someone like Chris Hemsworth. You can't miss that guy. Look at that.
I think he's like 6'1" or 6'2" in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's not so tall. Like in the
tall.
Well, I mean, that's tall. That's nice. That's like, I wish I was, 6'2" at least. But, I'm just saying, like, I would have expected them to be like, I don't know, 6'6".
Nah.
Basketball players or something.
No. Like,
they're superheroes, guy.
Look at Tom Cruise.
Dude, Tom Cruise is 5'6" or something.
Exactly.
Like that.
He's really tiny in real life. But, that's movie magic for you, bro.
Tom Cruise height. Let's see what we're looking at. He's 5'7".
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a tiny man.
I'm taller than Maverick.
Yeah, you are. He is a tiny man.
Put me in a room with some execs right now. Why should I be in your movie? I'm taller than Tom Cruise.
Oh, man. But I love that Jeremy Allen White did that, man. It's like, if he didn't want that level of pop, this is my thing about being famous and whatnot, especially if you go for that extreme fame. You can't be upset about it. You can't be like you made the choice to be in Hollywood. And if that is your goal, Brad Pitt level, George Clooney level, Jack Nicholson level,
Tom Cruise,
Tom Hanks. If that is your goalpost, you can't be upset with paparazzi.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
You want to walk into a room. That. You want to walk into a restaurant. I remember I was watching TMZ a few years ago. This is a long time ago, but they say
you were watching TMZ.
Yeah,
like like on the network or something.
Yeah, they have a channel.
That's insane. You were old. Who watches a TMZ network? Bro, it just pops up on my Instagram whenever it does. 30 seconds max.
But TMZ asked this question. They say, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld, Tom Hanks walk into a restaurant. Who pays for dinner?
Right.
Nobody. The restaurant comps the entire meal and uses it for popularity.
Oh,
if that is the level of fame you want, you cannot be mad at paparazzi.
Very true.
So I'm glad he was confident to just turn that down or do whatever he did. He must be comfortable with where he is.
He's definitely comfortable.
More, and I wish success to him. He's a great actor.
Let's move on to this last topic.
Oh my goodness.
Sigh.
Big sigh.
Big sigh.
Big sigh.
All right, so let's our trending topic of today is specifically about why we're not on the same page with Rachel Zegler.
Not on the same page.
That's what I'm gonna call.
I don't want to be associated in the same book with her. Put me in a different library.
Yeah.
Right? You be sold at Barnes and Noble, and I'll be sold at some other bookstore. Yeah. Some private, independently, locally owned,
a presidential library. Yeah.
But Rachel Zegler. I have this very strong dislike for her already.
Yeah. So I'll be honest with you. I didn't really know much about Rachel Zegler until I think it was that whole Oscar thing, because her first film was West Side Story.
Yes.
Directed by
Steven Spielberg.
Directed by Steven Spielberg. And that movie was nominated for some Oscars, and usually the main stars are obviously invited. Mm-hmm. She was not invited until a week before the Oscars.
Wow.
Yeah. So when she let that story out by, somebody, oh, what are you going to wear at the Oscar? Oh, I wasn't invited, like, or anything. And it went out like, Rachel Zegler now is going like, she's a star, Steven Spielberg. Why aren't you saying it? And obviously they were like basically forced to invite her.
Yeah.
And so she was invited. And that's when I basically heard of Rachel Zegler. I said, oh, okay, she's this newbie, I guess. And by the way, once again, her first film was directed by Steven Spielberg. This chick at the time was born in, not born. What I'm trying to say is that she was in high school. Mm-hmm. So if I'm not mistaken, production for that movie had to work around her school time and all that stuff.
Wow.
Dude, I don't understand why.
You're giving her way too much.
At least in the sense of, forget who she is, her name or anything. Just like, I don't understand. You're just doing this for this high school student that just passed 3 auditions maybe. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was confused by that. But anyways, I think she's a plant after that because like I said, and if you're going to bring it up later in this conversation, she's just being forced into our faces.
Yeah.
Like, bro, she was in one movie that flopped, by the way.
2 movies that flopped.
Exactly. Just because it's Steven Spielberg doesn't mean it was a huge hit. It was a huge hit in the sense of, cinematography, but popularity-wise, that shit didn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
So where is she coming from? Why is this happening? So let's dig into why we're not. Say it. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. She's making me lose my words, damn it.
She's supposed to be Hollywood's next big star, right? Just came out of nowhere. We just mentioned it. She's been in 2 movies that flopped. One was West Side Story by Steven Spielberg, and the other one was Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods, right? She was the headline actress in West Side Story. Yeah. In Shazam 2, I think she was 4th highest billed cast member. And both movies failed to even break even. Mm-hmm. I think both movies needed $300 million to break even. West Side Story only made about $73 million, and Shazam 2 made like $140. So man, just 2 movies that did so absolutely horrible for her first time in cinema. Mm-hmm. She and what kills me is that she didn't even work her way up to stardom. Yeah. There's no history of children TV shows that she was in the background of. There's no stage work, no stage plays. There's no.
But dude, she's a plant. I'm telling you. And the thing is, they usually do these plant stuff. Timothy Chalamet is one of them. He just so happens to be an amazing star.
Yeah, he's talented too.
He's extremely talented. This one isn't. Rachel Zegler is not doing so well so far.
Oh man! So she just showed up and she's just big time. She's set to star in the next Hunger Games franchise film, right. The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. Something like that, which is just another Hunger Games film. Mm-hmm. But I bet it does terribly, right? Oh, all the controversy man. that the last, like Mockingjays Part 1 and 2,
right?
Controversy, they banned that movie from certain countries.
Because of how bad it was? Or
not because of how bad it was, because they felt like the movie promoted rising up against governments.
Oh.
Yeah. So they banned that movie in a lot of other countries.
Wow.
So all that controversy, right? It didn't make the money, the movie, it didn't make the money potential it could have because it was banned in other countries. I'm surprised that they're coming out with another one anyways.
Yeah. I mean, Jennifer Lawrence is not in it, right?
She's not, no.
She's not in it. So
Rachel Zegler is.
I dislike this. I personally don't. I think I've done this with maybe one movie. I don't know. Yeah, I've done this with one movie. And this one so happened to be good in my opinion. However, whenever they change, when they're bringing back a story and just change everything, like for example, same concept but different main character, that bores me. Mm-hmm. But the only one that I can say that really got me like, okay, this is cool, was the Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones came out, fantastic show, obviously worldwide, global, and everything like that. Then there's a prequel series.
Oh, is this House of Dragons? Is it on right now still?
It's currently on right now. They're filming season 2, and everything like that. So, bro, and it's so amazingly good. So good. But usually, whenever they do this, like try to bring the same concept, same not storyline, because obviously it has to be a little different, but you know what I'm saying? Same setting, same vibe and environment. Like, for example, the whole Hunger Games thing is, the little people and stuff like that, rising and stuff. And yeah, so I don't think it's gonna do well. It's definitely gonna flop. Let's talk a little bit about as to why we're also talking about what's aside from her us not knowing who she is. Let's talk a little bit as to why we have an issue with how she's going about things right now.
Exactly. It's exactly like you said, the way she's going about things. Ugh. So earlier this year, right, she is set to play the new Snow White as well.
That's correct.
And earlier this year, she was on some carpet, being interviewed next to Gal Gadot. And she made some comments about the Disney's Snow White movie, right? About this reboot or remake that they're doing with it.
Correct.
And she made some comments about it, saying stuff like, what did she say? It's not 1937 anymore.
Yeah.
Right? She's not...
Women are stronger and stuff.
Saved by a prince. Mm-hmm. She's not dreaming of true love. Mm-hmm. She's going to be dreaming of being the leader she knows she has the potential to be. Oh, first of all, love is a fantastic story.
Yeah.
Love is my favorite movie genre is biopics and romantic films. Love is a fantastic story. So you automatically lose points saying that, true love. What a bad reason to make a movie.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness.
And her saying that got a lot of backlash. A lot of people were saying, like, what is she saying? Who is she to just change and speak up for what's been going on since, like she said, 1937? Because that's when Snow White, the original one, came out, right?
Yes, exactly.
So it's like, who is she to just change the story? Like, if you're making a live action version, it's because people who grew up on Snow White is going to want to see it as a live action version.
Yes.
Remind you, this was 1937. Mm-hmm. Meaning, if people today are born or alive from 1937 all the way to like even to early 2000s or even 2010s, every generation since then have at least seen Snow White. I'm not saying absolutely everyone, but you know what I'm saying.
Snow White been around for a while.
Exactly. Snow White has been in generations. And now it's just being changed up just because she feels some type of way about it,
Oh my goodness. If they allowed her to be in that writing room, that would be another mistake on Hollywood. Jeez, like
plant, bro. She's a plant. I'm telling you, dude. And you know what's my thing? I truly do believe she's a plant. And her saying that was, of course, not her just speaking out loud. She was told to say this, dude.
You think so?
I know so.
I don't know. I think she's young and dumb and just a child who has too much attention and responsibility.
You know what's my thing? It's because how is it that they're just going to bring someone on board? They're like, hey, you would be good for Snow White. Okay, however, this is how the story is going to be. You think Disney's going to sit back and say, they just told Jeremy Allen White, fuck you for asking them a simple question. You think they're going to just sit back and say, whatever you want, Rachel Zegler. The people love you. Huh? What people?
The people don't even know her.
Bro, she was obviously, had to say that she's Snow White herself. So she's going to has to be the main one saying it. You get me? What I think went wrong, and this is where I can say I dislike about Rachel Zegler a little bit. Again, I don't really know her for me to say I hate her or anything like that. It's just more of what she's been doing. Mm-hmm. Her attitude.
That's what
she's on the carpet talking about it, and you just see her like with this serious, fierce look, talking to the interviewer, like, you better understand me. I don't know. It's just, and sit down, child.
She is a child. She is at the age of 18 with the popularity of someone who had to work for this, Yeah. And how many people have we said didn't start popping until they were 28, 29 years old?
Exactly.
She is 10 years ahead of so many people.
10, dude. She's 20, 30 years ahead of so many people, man.
Jeez, man.
People, man, a lot of people don't get famous until they're 50s, 60s, anything like that, man.
Yeah. You remember we just, in our movie review for Saw X, didn't you say? John Kramer, he didn't get his first leading role until he was after 50 years old.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I actually found out? Did you watch the Insidious franchise?
Yes, I did.
So that old woman, that the popular old woman that's in every one, that she speaks to the other side or whatever. She's actually been acting since like the 80s or 70s. And in the so the movie that a coworker and I were talking about was Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
That movie came out in 1994. she's in the very beginning. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
She's in the very beginning when Harry opens the dog trucks to show that customer the dog's clean and it's all they're all messed up. She's that woman. I looked up her age at the time. She was 50 years old
in that movie.
In that movie, 1994. Insidious, the one that really blew her up, did not come out until 2012, 13, 14.
Yeah, it was around then.
Dude, she was 70 or something. I don't know. I'm not doing math right now. Don't judge me. But yeah, you get the point.
Yeah, big age gap. That also reminds me of Black Panther, right? The one of the older women that sits on the board.
Okay.
Right? She didn't start acting until she was 77. You know, and then she got that role, and she's one of the most recognized people in the film also.
Yeah.
You know, so she's light years ahead of so many people. And this is another thing, right? You mentioned the backlash from those comments about Snow White. Bro, that sent the production team spinning, right?
Oh, yeah.
They didn't want Snow White with 7 dwarves, right? What they did was just have 7 people follow her around, but they were not going to be using midgets.
Yeah.
The problem with that,
dwarves.
the problem with that is that you are taking a job away from people who already have difficulty finding work.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So they were just going to make it some multicultural followers of Snow White. That's it. That's what they were just going to have. A team of 7 multicultural followers. You know, no dwarves. But since her backlash, one, they said, we need to bring the dwarves back.
Yes.
Right? So what they did was delay the release by a whole year. They delayed the release by a whole year so they could then computer graphic image dwarves in the film. Just find some tiny people.
Wait, what? These are going to be CGI or something?
Yes.
The dwarves?
Yes.
Oh, man. That
exactly.
Sucks.
That does suck.
You can easily find
midgets, yes.
Yeah,
they're around.
I don't know where specifically, what state, but you can easily find one,
I'm sure if you put
why are we talking about like a fish or something?
I'm sure you
can easily find one around.
If you cast out the net wide enough.
Yeah. They're coming. They'll come.
They'll come. Exactly.
Slowly but surely.
They're doing some rewrites to the script as well, so there's definitely going to be some reshoots. And just this inexperience of Hollywood that she is having, or her inexperience with Hollywood and the experience she had so far is definitely like her inexperience is showing.
Yeah. It's for sure showing.
Oh my gosh.
What is it showing? Her immaturity. She's just talking like a child.
Yes.
She's just talking like a child. Yeah.
Her inexperience, immaturity. It's showing, man. And it's just aggravating. I don't like that Hollywood is pushing her on us. This reminds me of Brie Larson. Oh, yeah. Same thing. I'm not buying it. They're trying to put her they're trying to push her career towards action star.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah, it's funny. I was watching something yesterday, and a commercial came up of a Toyota or a pickup truck just driving through the dirt, and it's Brie Larson inside. And I'm like, this is what Frankie's talking about. I'm not buying it either.
So yeah, man, it's Herb. To me, she was just this annoying newcomer. Now I'm 100% in agreement with you, man. Plant.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh my gosh. I hope her career hurry ups and fizzles out. Please. Just.
I mean, in a way, I really am curious to know how this Snow White movie is going to be now.
Sure, me too.
Like in the sense of like, I don't know. I just want to see how it goes now. I really do hope they eventually do start casting, dwarves at least. No, they're not dwarves. What's they called?
They're called midgets.
No, are they?
Yes.
Little people.
If you want.
Big World.
Yeah.
That's a show, isn't it? Little People, Big World?
No say.
I don't know. I think it was a show once. But okay, yeah, I'm going with Little People. I don't know. But anyways, okay, I mean, that's all I got about Rachel Zegler. That's all I got about Jeremy Allen White. And that's all I got with Marvel bringing back Chris Evans and RDJ.
Yeah, man. Whew. Let me tell you something. I had a good time talking about this, getting that off my chest about Rachel Zegler.
Yeah. That's why I'm
so glad I'm not the only one that feels like that.
No, of course not, man. You're not the only one either, bro. I'm telling you, when she started going around that backlash about her comments, I started realizing, I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one that's thinking this is wild. Like, who is this girl?
Right?
But yeah, we'll see what happens. That's why, like, now I feel like that we vented. That's why I can say, okay, let's just watch Snow White when it comes out.
Yeah.
It will be okay. It's a movie at the end of the day.
All right, then, man. Nothing else?
I got nothing else, man. Let's wrap this up.
My name is Frankie.
And my name is Herb. We'll talk to you guys soon. What? What? All right. Let's do it again. Go.
My name is Frankie.
And my name is Herb. We'll talk to you guys again soon.
Thank you.